So at this time, we're going to have some of our cast members from seasons 1 through 4 tell us about their year, the highlights, the lowlights, and the in-betweens. Who want to start first?
Guess I shall go. Hi, my name is Issa. My year was a little challenging. New experiences, having to deal with stuff. But I was reminded that just keep going. No matter what kind of challenges you'll be facing, what kind of limitations, just keep going. Because if you stop, you'll never see what rewards there are in the end. So just keep going.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. So this year, I learned to not only walk in faith, but to actually apply that and trust in God. There were a lot of things that I wanted in the past that I did not put work towards, and I could say this year, I did, and I bear the fruit of it, so I'm very grateful.
I have a mic, baby. Thank you. Hi, I'm Ronique, once again from season 4, Ghosted. My year was ghetto, absolutely. However, God built me strong, and He did not build me to fail. So despite the 90% lowlights, the 10% highlights were very much appreciated. I got to accept various parts of myself, improve parts of myself, be a blessing to others, explore ministry, as well as swim in the valley and appreciate being there, knowing that it's not forever. So I hope that 2026 brings good tidings to you, and Happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
This year was a good year for me. I had to build my faith muscle. And it really was a struggle in the beginning. Trying to be in control, as Renee could have said. I definitely started off this year saying, let me be in control, let me take control of this move, let me take control of what's happening. But there's so much you can do planning for a life abroad, but you're not there. Yeah. Another point in time, I was like, well, no.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
It felt carefree and it felt relief at first, but as you step into the actual move, it's like, this is scary. But I'm alive, I'm well, I made it. And not only just, I didn't skate through. I actually thrived. Being across there, it was really, really good. So I thank God for this year. I thank God for the faith He has helped me build this year. I thank God for the trials that helped me build that muscle of faith. And I really look forward to what 2026 has to bring.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'll go next. My year, like Nakisa, was great as well. One thing that God kind of showed me this year, reminded me of in a serious way, is that we know the end. Like, we know how the story ends. We know the end of the book, right? So God just kept reminding me to go to the end of the book, bro. When you're going through your hard times, go to the end of the book. You know how this ends. You know who wins. So just for anybody who's watching, go to the end of the book. It ends very well when you're on God's side, Yeah. So yeah.
My year was one of crisis. Speaking with my therapist, she said that my life is in crisis, meaning that your life has different aspects, and oftentimes people could be settled in one and unsettled in the next. I'm unsettled in every single one. And so it was characterized by burnout, characterized by depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation, and many tears. However, what I have learned in this season is the ability to navigate seasons of high uncertainty. there will be times when you do not know what's going to happen, how it's going to turn out, and you must still show up and show up for those around you. I also I also learned that essentially where to put my identity. I think a lot of it came from being high achiever in terms of academics, having held an assistant manager position at work, but then having to step down from burnout. And so I had to now essentially decide, where does my value and identity come from? And so now having to find it, especially in a world that really values things of that nature, having to now decide that regardless of all those things, that I still add value and I still have something to give to the world. And so I think that it's necessary, because now moving forward, I get to build on a stronger foundation that cannot be easily shaken by whatever may come in the future. Stronger.
My gosh.
Hi, so my year was pretty uneventful for the most of it. However, boy, oh boy, I feel like I made up for all the uneventfulness coming down to the latter part of the year. I most definitely had got a, could you please lock off my breath? I actually won't even mind. I can't do it because I want to make it to heaven, and if I do it, I can't. But I was very much contented not being here, and I've had trials before and all these different things, but this year I was like, you experienced nothing here. So that was interesting. Had a brief period of, wow, there's no light. God, you even love me still? But he really came through. I've seen him work in miraculous ways just by me getting a Bible. Testimony, not gonna do it now. But I have a new Bible, it's really pretty, it's really nice. I didn't spend money for it, but it was exactly what it is I wanted. And I've been, actually waking up in the morning and reading my Bible and all these different things, which was, first time in my Christian journey. So that's interesting because I had to. I literally had no choice but to rely on God. So this year has been interesting in me relying on Him, learning the lessons in the hard times, and as Emerald said, finding my identity in Christ. You can't find it in other people because people ghetto. I mean, I have my ghetto moments too, but we can't be looking to other people for what God alone could provide. So 2025 was good. It's seeming to be ending well. But yeah, can't wait to see what 2026 has in store.
I shall be next. 2025 was good. When I think back, like those years we can't really remember anything that happened, so that means it probably was good. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Yeah. So overall, I think I was a better friend to some people that I'm friends with. So I think that's nice. So you know me and like a particular group. So I think as a better friend and like example of Jesus, and like I saw that in my life and their life. So that is something good. And yeah, just looking forward to see what 2026 has in store. If I could be an even better friend to more people. So yeah, that was my 2025.
Friend, yeah.
I think I can go next. This year has been rather interesting. Like the sour candy, parts of it sour, sweet tame, and sweet, but you still enjoy the candy, even the sour parts. That's what this year was for me, and I thank God for it. Through this year, the Lord has shown me the need for rest. I have a friend or a group of friends, and they always joke and say that I've been working since I'm 2. And it was like, you're so grown, like you're working all this time. And it's just, I've been in school, I've been working like secondary school, whatever, I doing things at the side, entrepreneur, sort of thing, Always figuring out how to get something through, some talent of mine also. And this year, my work pace has been slowest ever. And it was intentionally done. I made certain decisions and I feel peaceful. So it's sour sweet because somebody who's characterized as working Sundays too, always finding something to do, having in certain regards to stop, choosing in certain regards to stop feels really weird. But then appreciating that these decisions were made at points of, if I didn't, I would have crashed.
Yeah, right.
So forcing myself not to see a more restful form of work and entrepreneurship as being lazy. So, for example, this week, last week went to Tobago, and I worked in the day, went to the beach in the evening. I was just like, don't feel guilty about that. You had a productive day. But it's like rewiring my mind to understand that life will continue to go, but if you want to be beneficial to yourself and the people around you, how to take it easy, how to be purposeful and not just busy because you're busy. And it's been rough making those decisions because, it does affect your money, it does affect your time and all of these things. But I have more time to sit with myself and I like myself. I like the person that I'm becoming. I like the person that I've grown. Such a delicate.
Sorry.
But yeah, I like the slower paced fate and the person that is coming out of it. She is more calm. This year I experienced anxiety for the first time, and I just said like, whoa, what's going on? And having to rely on God and be like, yo, you calling me to these things, so you're gonna have to provide to me through these things. And there is not a moment he hasn't provided. So now I reach a point like, all right, well, where you going and provide? Because that's what we're doing. So coming out of that, like it was like a month or two of feeling that level of anxiety. You wake up and I just like, oh my god. And we spoke about like releasing control, and releasing it has been amazing. It doesn't mean I have all the answers. That's not what it means. But it's like, wow, just allowing God to do his thing and flex his muscle, and so many different testimonies come into my mind as to how he just provided ways that to the T, and I ain't move a muscle. It's just like, Miguel, I just wanted to rest. And in resting, you'll still achieve, you'll still get the things you have your mind set out for. And all the time I was focusing on me moving my body to get it. Now it's like, rest in me, do my work, do what I tell you to do, operate, work, be diligent. But him including the 7th day as the Sabbath as something in creation shows that rest is important in its module, and it's not something I was very respectful of before. Yes, on Sabbath, but in terms of like my lifestyle, restful lifestyle, it's so sweet. I like it. So that's how my head been.
So that was awesome.
Thanks.
So you're involved, eh? Yes, I am. I was going to say something basic, but seeing everybody, I can't.
A little bit of pressure.
Yeah, and that's extreme pressure. But so similar to your testimony and your testimony was cool too, because
Everybody else suffered.
But it was nice because it showed me that I don't speak to anyone pertaining to the things that I deal with. I deal with it alone, and I always have. And this year, it was a lot because, well, I graduated from school. I didn't even know I had graduation, but I did. Yeah. Serious. Serious UTT. But yeah, because I really like the field, so I graduated from that. But I would say that my year has revealed to me that I could explain it like this. So, you ever see a landscape with a mountain or a pan view of the Amazon from overhead? It looks so nice. But when you get into the Amazon, right? When you get into the thing that does look so nice, you realize that can navigate this thing. There are mosquitoes, a variety of animals that are deadly, and all of these things. Some people. But God is my DK. So, not competition. But God has showed me how to navigate these things. You know, you have a plan for your life, and sometimes, so I turned 30 this year. Right? And yeah, it's crazy because, you know, when I was younger, looking back, I had a plan for my life. And turning 30 was the benchmark to see if I had accomplished these things. And some I didn't, some I did. But in trying to get there, there were many nights. I remember I was telling you that at that time. I said that sometimes be trying to make it to the morning and you know, it's funny. And he said, what do you mean by that? I said, just what I meant. But he didn't know I meant like trying to make it to the morning, because it does have times where you, as the DCR say, you just don't want to experience, you know? And that's why I say, hearing them saying it out loud, it, you know, kind of encouraged me to say that. But yeah, God has shown me how to love me a little more. So it's working on that. He has shown me how to love others, how to forgive, how to accept people for who they are. And it's not easy all the time, because sometimes you don't want to accept them for who they are because they don't fall into what you think of the person should be. But you have to allow them to be who they are. So he has shown me that. And he has also shown me that I don't have to live to impress people. 30 years to figure these things out. You know?
Thank God. Yeah, people take longer. People take much longer.
But yeah, so my life has been that way. I don't know how to appreciate the simple things. I feel his age. You know. If I hear older people saying, you know, I thank God for life, as I just said, Mommy or Daddy, what you want for Christmas? Just peace. I want peace too. I want some other peace, like more than material things. I just want, because even for it, sometimes you're waking up or you're going to bed with anxiety and a country, and it's like, well,
Just tight.
yeah, just tight. You're studying, like, yeah, just like, I'm sorry.
Charger.
To sum it up, it was nice, but it wasn't. But God turned that into something, and yeah.
I think the picture that you use is a perfect example, because when you see the picture of a landscape, it's beautiful, chef's kiss. But then really and true, when you get into the mountain to hike,
They're nice.
it ain't nice at all. That was
Don't
a
like
good
hiking,
example.
actually.
But you become a professional when you're able to navigate those routes. So God is building that in you.
Guide.
A tour guide, yeah.
A good friend.
A good friend.
Because you know, so a lot of times being a good friend is your learning lessons and experience, your tortures, your traumas that you went through, that you're able to now be like,
Help somebody else. Definitely.
I think starting this year too, like learning how to talk to people and see what's going on, because I always thought, because my father, I never saw him cry before. I always thought men are supposed to do this. Like, women could cry. I see my sisters cry plenty of times. I don't mean to put it on social media.
you're fine, but
Yeah, I'd be there for them, you know. But, like, for me, I wouldn't really do that in front of people. Like, embarrassing. First of all, I wouldn't want somebody to have that leverage around me. I see Kevin crying. They should never be able to say that.
that's what the voice in your head.
But why not? Why not? Well, why not?
That, like, I just grew up like that. Like, and it is, like even like I had a few counseling sessions this year, and I didn't cry in front of him, but I wanted to. Oh, sorry, that's it. I held that in for my dear life. I wasn't going to do that.
Eventually, I get to Timothy level.
It comes at age, man.
Yeah, but yeah, but he and all was able to help me. That's the first time, actually sat and spoke to someone about issues from my past and things that, really affected me. Because I don't usually do that. But, he helped, therapists helped me through it. I find a lot of people now taking therapy.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
I would advise it.
We
because
hopefully very healing generation.
It's very helpful.
Hopefully.
Very helpful.
Hopefully, and I like how people casually say it in conversation because it's helping to normalize it.
Very normal, yeah.
We don't have the tools all the time to navigate life in ways that persons are trained to. There's no shame in getting assistance. I started the year of therapy for like 2-3 months, and I just said like, you will let in I didn't. Actually, there was one session that I told the lady, I was like, oh, I didn't cry today. But like every session was just so amazing because I like learning. So her training allowed me to see and understand things about myself, my experience. I'm just like, wow. So I was like just very grateful for it. I think it's important that we normalize
Therapy.
Getting help.
therapy. So I saw this passage say therapy and theology. At the end of the day, theology has its place, and trust and believe it has its place. Therapy does as well. People say, oh, because I have theology, I have Jesus, I don't need a therapist. These people are trained, just like you need a doctor for medical purposes. You're not gonna just be like, well, slap a band-aid on it. No, you're gonna get surgery if it is you need that kind of intervention. But and for the mind, if you need that kind of intervention, it's important. So I'm happy to see that amongst ourselves we are doing it. We're okay to talk about it and encourage other persons as well.
And don't wait until something traumatic happens, because I went to therapy for my dad passing, and best believe we didn't talk about grief yet. Like the amount of things came out. It's like, oh, you should have been here.
Because sometimes for the symptoms, you didn't go for the cause. So you go for this and you didn't deal with it yet because them trying to deal with the cause where it come from, which have nothing to do with how these things manifesting in their life. So
it's very eye-opening. So good on you, Kurba. Proud of you.
Clock it.
Yeah.
See? This year for me was.
Why you roll your eyes?
I looked up at him because he said Foxy.
No matter, Lurley will catch me. Lurley's?
Big up, Lorley.
This year, boy. This year was interesting. This year has felt like one long day.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's like when will the sun set? I know I'm crying, but it's that
It's okay.
So that kind of how my year has been. It's also been a year where I've kind of challenged myself to see the opposite of rest. How much could you do?
yeah, it was that kind of year.
Yeah, how many things can you actually pack into 1 year? And I would say positively that plenty. To get the exact answer, plenty, right? So for me it was good, especially with so Tread and Timber was wild. Just because it was like it's the one thing there are some things I think I could do theoretically. I have no evidence that I could,
But you know it can.
but I could do it. So it was really cool just to see that happen. And this thing as well is really cool to see this happen. And it's kind of that God will, if God
doesn't want it to happen, it will just fail. That's fine, accept the failure. But if you want it to happen, it will happen even if you don't really know how it's going to happen. So none of these seasons went exactly the way it was supposed to go. We still in really season 5. We put it so long ago. But God said I would give me what you have, even if it's 2 fish, 5 breads. I will do the rest. So this year has really been a year of giving God my fish and my bread. All of my fish and my bread. Not I'll save one for tomorrow. Hopefully. All of my fish and my bread. And then you will do the rest. Now, if I'm honest, when I look ahead, I'm like, in order to do these things that I really want to do, I need a little more fish and bread. Right? I don't know, what is fish and bread? Just bread? Can't really see. So looking into 2026 was like, because like I want to start school. And I was like, about $80,000. I was like,
I can tell you that's no problem. No problem.
I'm like, I just like, so it's just applying the faith. Because in some sense, I don't know if I'm rambling, but in some sense,
That's okay.
I know your story.
Is it really okay, Chief?
Wow.
Yeah, while some of these things are difficult, in the back of my mind, I feel like, if I could pull it off. But some of the future things, it's like, I have no idea. I can't even think about. And I always have ideas. My mother know I always have an idea to tell she. And every morning, Mommy, I was thinking of this. I like,
Rickland, I think you could pull it off because I know Rickland. But look, like I know him from Rickland since he's small. Me and him grew up together, so
I know from since.
Like seeing him like doing like everything he put his hand to, like with EY, it'll just work out like good. So I believe like knowing Rickland, like he's a creative, seeing him coming up, that kind of thing. We come up together.
Him coming up.
That's exactly why I said I'm 30 years now.
See him grow up.
But
It's in front of my leg.
he has always been somebody to
Grow up so fast, huh?
like. That's probably why he had a lot of conflicts with a couple of board meetings. But yeah, always being the guy to be kind of, you know. If I want to do this, it getting done. I might have to pull a little strings, or I might have to I might have to upset. No, we being open. So I might have to upset a few people, but it's going to happen. So sometimes you
Had to break some laws.
Sometimes you'll be telling me, like, Kevin, you need to understand that. But I was like, you try to philosophize me, philosopher. So it's like, anyway, the point is, you can do it.
I think you could do it. Yeah, you could do it. You could do it.
You have my vote. Yeah, but that is, I guess that's in a negative sense this year. I think I was sharing with some people that I kind of discovered in a space that I've been working, well, not work, but that I've been giving a lot of time and effort to. And it's something, even when I was sitting down there, I realized God was kind of like, hey, think about this and me. The idea of being needed, but not being wanted.
True.
And so a couple of weeks ago, I was like, this is probably the experience of, and kind of what I've been feeling, And then God was like, you know, you need me.
And I mean, it doesn't feel good.
You really need me in order to, but you basically discard me. You ain't about, you have no time for me. You're going about your business. You don't really want me, but you really, really need me. So going to place to place. And so I guess in some sense that personal experience, I guess I get a Hosea light of having what God, like, I have what you need, but you don't even want me to give you what you need. You think you could do it on your own. You bright in your sense.
Force, man.
Huh?
Yeah.
Force. Yeah. So I try to bring this higher up from here. It is very dark. Light, right?
I was getting sad.
Yeah.
End of year is reflective.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we want to focus on the good, and sometimes we can focus on how we can do better. And I think I've had a lot of experiences with that this year. I had an interaction with somebody and I couldn't understand. And then a month or two later, I had an experience, and ooh, boy, did I understand. So, you know, and I heard like the Holy Spirit telling me, maybe this is how that person felt. And it wasn't that I was doing anything bad or anything, I just didn't understand. And I was just like, okay, I'm seeing it, but I don't understand, I don't get it. And then I was in a circumstance, and then I was being given help. I am strong. I don't want to be strong, but I am. So giving into that, hey, let me do this for you, do that for you. It feels weird. It feels hard. I know it comes easier to some other person, and then this person was being benevolent to me, and I was just like, wow, okay. And then I just broke down in tears. I'm crying. I'm like, wow, you are literally answering certain prayers of mine. And then it had me sitting and thinking, remember that situation where that person was finding it difficult to be in the seat of receiving. I was just like, wow. So a lot of times we go through things, and then the Lord will just flip the switch. Hey, here's that lesson. So if that's what it came down to for you, if that is what it came down to for you, then yeah, sit with it and just be like, Lord, what are you trying to teach me here? How can that make 2026 better? It's not just like, ooh, highs, but reflective time of how we can take those lessons into 2026 so that we could come off the circular and graduate onto some other road path to be more mature in our walk with Christ.
True. And I feel like this year has taught you a lot
You
of.
feel it.
Okay. I'll say for me, this year has taught me a lot of. I wonder if I can do it, and God just saying do it.
Yeah.
Because I took my free will to be delusional this year.
Wow. Decision.
I decided. I did no calculations before I left here. And I'm talking about it, I'm not just ponging, because I really, in January, when the visa came through, it was a joke. It really was a joke. I had to actually go resign my job, and I had to actually I had to actually step into the Red Sea for it to pass.
Jeez, that's crazy.
And then when the first semester ended, and I decided, let's look at the accounts, I cried.
Crying.
I cried so much, because I'm like, you pick up your whole self. Them had farewell party for you, and you about to come right back.
That's a joke.
You're about to come right back with no degree. And God said, let's wait. Let's wait.
Let me cook.
Let me cook. And I remember the placement of my apartment close to church, the family that takes me to church every Sabbath, the scholarship that came through at the end of the first term to help with the fees, the groceries that came randomly, the aunts who come to visit and just give it cash in their hand. I just, the way how is like God is playing a chess match, and I'm just here like,
Jeez.
Come on now.
wow.
Gosh.
Come
So
to me,
it's,
Aunt.
Yes.
Give him the 5
Pieces
loaves and
just
2
lining up.
fishes. Yeah, he just lines it up in a crazy way. And the lesson study of Israel, it came in so handy because I'm there like, I have real Israelite genes, boy. This Israelite blood is flowing in me because God will do one thing. God will do one thing, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you, Jesus. And then the next thing will happen, I'm like, oh God. So give him the 5 loaves, 2 fishes, and just take that step. It will happen. It really, really will happen because it's mind blowing. I feel like at this point, like as you said, at this point, it's like, okay, go on. What are you going to do next? Because it's so fun to see it. Scary.
It's
Very scary. But it's not like, okay, God,
Carefree.
what are you going to do? And I have to, now I'm in a place of, it's almost like, I feel like I'm in a place of, well, all these good things happening to you, wait for something bad to happen. Where the next shoe going to drop. So I'm like, no, the next shoe not going to drop now. God has everything in control.
Yeah.
It's possible.
And if a shoe quote unquote drop,
yeah,
he
so
saw
what?
that. That's my big line
handle it.
for the second half of the year for sure. Like, if the shoe drop, God see this already. That's my line to everybody. God saw this before you did.
He drop it.
God saw this before you did. It's like, okay, so I'll be talking to myself. It's like, Faith, this feels this way. All right. This is a you problem. It's not that time. I opened my accounts, saw it, closed it back, and went back to sleep. I'm like, that's not my problem. And then somebody make a call. I was like, okay, this line up nice. This one, I'm trying to organize something. It's like, I want this now. Came, thing, 10 grand in my account. I'm like, what? So it's just like, the things that, and that's why I point when I say chess, because when I look back, I was like, that
can't see
10K was supposed to land so long ago.
God is also seeing
Why
aerial
that
view.
in landing?
Yeah.
Again, mad. Months it not landing. I was like, what going on?
Yeah.
And then it come and land any time that was like,
You needed it.
you know what? If I didn't get a, you know what?
If you got
Jesus,
this earlier, yeah.
you know what?
Yep.
Let me hush. And the peacefulness that I've been experiencing, maybe that will help lower my cholesterol, guys. Because the stress I was taking on for myself, the peacefulness that I've been allowing myself to experience, it has been good. It's not easy sometimes because it's just controlling me of this and that and all. It's just like, no. God has been, he have a good track record, and certain things I got excited about, certain opportunities. And then I got disappointed when it didn't happen as yet because it got delayed by a year. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then some evening I was sleeping 2 weeks ago, and I got a message when I woke up. I saw the message and I'm like, what? Somebody come and asking me about an opportunity. I never tell them nothing about, never ask them about, but this has been on my heart as something that I want to do, something I want to achieve. It's like, are you interested in this? I was like, what you mean? Who sent you? How you come to my phone to ask me about something that I desperately want to do? So I'm just there like, I told them, I was like, I'm not going to get excited about it. When I sign and I see and I operate, then I will be able to be like, all right. But it's still that space of, the Lord know that's on your heart. The Lord know that's something you want to experience. And continue to operate in his peace. Like, it, Jesus? Okay. It different, but I am enjoying switching off my brain. That's the best way I can explain it. There are certain people, because I'm not advertising, but I'm a single person. So for me, it's like I always have to get my point. It's like I'm always on guard. Jesus, y'all are so unserious. Hey. I am always on guard because like safety is a thing, all of these things. I don't have somebody looking over my shoulder like that. For me, God Jesus, thank you, but you know what I mean. So it's just like being on guard thing, how I operate it. And somebody went with me to do a business transaction via ATM sometime, and I marked how my brain switched off. And I'm like, this is nice, because they like I rarely switch off my brain because it's always making sure. And then to experience switching off my brain, I feel like that's what the Lord has been navigating me to do. Not switch off in a bad sense of, I don't know why I do it, but literally releasing control and allowing somebody other than myself to steer, direct, protect, cover. And I'm like, this feels nice. This okay. So I am navigating that control thing, and it's been going interestingly peaceful. So that's what I'm looking forward for 2026, that more of that continues, so that as I navigate life, I would not be navigating life in a frustrated mental space. It's out of peace, out of love, out of purpose, out of fulfillment of whatever God is having me, directing me to do. And I'm seeing all the things that I genuinely, purposefully want to do is coming to me. I am supposedly in a rest look mode, but things that I couldn't navigate for myself are on my doorstep, and I'm amazed at it, to be honest. I'm amazed.
So yeah, that was my year. That was all of our years. I'm really grateful for each and one of you for not just coming.
Why you laugh? You see that meme when the son was being vulnerable and come and the father son laugh. That's what I remind me.
Yeah, for each one of you for not just coming this evening and sharing, participating. And this was full freestyle where you stroke by stroke, you did well. Also want to thank you for your contribution in Vita before seasons. It was a great combination of human being. It would not have been possible without you. So I'm really excited to see what, I have no idea what it is, but apparently not having an idea is a great place to start with what, as to what how this gonna look and work in 2026. But I know I could count on all you guys. If you're willing to come and do this random thing, then y'all some, as the youth say.
You don't know what you used to
Real one. At some point, some youth said, some generation. We also want to thank you guys in the audience. I don't know if you're still here, but those of you who are, thank you for staying. And
As Ronique said, if you're here, comment here.
yeah, I want to give some special shout outs to our camera crew or technical team. Yeah. So this evening, well, we're already doing
Everything.
She didn't plan on actually doing this, but I also want to big up Owen and Jaden and Juliana and Haley when she decorates our desk, and the whole legal family for their artistic brilliance and all our set designs. Also want to thank our cast members who aren't here. So Nads and Tosca and Curtis and well done and
Tosca.
And those who had to leave, we want to thank you all tremendously a lot. Tremendously. You want to thank Alicia for her help, her support.
Alicia.
No response.
What is it? No, go ahead.
And you wonder why people laugh.
Yeah, and everybody, if I don't mention your name, it's not because I don't like you. It's Thailand or age.
Yeah.
But really thank those. I want to thank some of the classics. I want to thank Auntie Liz.
My mother.
She's kind of been she followed Nakisa and she's an active, fervent supporter of us. I think we could do no wrong, it seems. Yet. And thank you very much. Special shout out to you. And thank Auntie Logica.
Yeah, Auntie Logica. For boothing.
Oh yeah, for
Day one.
that's legit day one.
She was there.
I was actually a big up you one time. Dr. P.
The P.
But the kind of thing for listening to every random
idea,
but it makes sense, it don't make sense. It always makes sense, but it don't make sense immediately.
And for the tree.
Yeah.
That is off camera.
Yeah, so just lending your home, being willing to let all these random black people in your house.
I'm mixed charged.
What did I say? What you say? That's funny.
So, thank you guys so much, and see you in
The next one.
see you in the next one. There was something I had to say.
Okay.
Not by. Oh no. But God loves you. Yes, you are not wrong. But we have a new season. I actually know this one, so I can tell you what's coming out in January. After that, who knows? Right, so in January we have a brand new season coming out. It's called Echo. We're focusing on. I don't tell you. We have a cool cast, and we'll be looking at some stories in the Bible, of course. So check it out. Should be dropping next week. First week of January. So like, share, subscribe, and
Stay tuned.
stay tuned. So
Yeah.
we'll all say in a very uniform way.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Not saying that.
And so we all say Feliz Navidad together. While Foxy say Merry Christmas. So we from the management and staff
With loving movements.
we want to say to you,
What are we saying?
Merry
Navidad.
What are we doing?
We love to Merry Christmas.
Alright, so from the management and staff of the Woody Loving Movement, we'd like to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a bright and prosperous
But Joseph knew the reason love had to reach so far. And as he held the Savior in his arms, Joseph said, "Why me? I'm just a simple man of trade. Why him with all the rulers of the world? Inside this table filled with hay, why her? She's just an ordinary girl. Oh, now I'm not one to second guess what angels have to say, but this is just a strange